Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. Cold Winnipeg again. Minus 19.7 Celsius. And it's supposed to be cold for most of the rest of the week, as near as I can tell. I don't know if it'll be this cold, but anyway. Now, I gotta make a bit of a correction. Well, I think some of you already know what it is. It's not a serious thing, but I made a mistake in something I said yesterday. I said this was 1/200 scale. I meant 1/48. I guess because the first 4 ships that I did were 200 scale, and the Enterprise over there is 200 scale. I had 200 on the brain. By the time I realized my mistake, it was too late and the video was uploaded onto YouTube. Anyway, yeah. Well, one of the viewers was saying that probably what I could do to get rid of this base that's on the bottom is maybe you could sand it off by using a circular motion. I think that might be a good idea. I think what I do though is I would try and cut as much of it away as I can, very carefully, so I don't accidentally snap one of our little guy's legs off here. From what I understand, when Gabe designed this thing, he said that's supposed to be me. I think it's going to look pretty good, when over here by where the torpedo is being installed down the deck. Okay, let's put them back here before we accidentally break them. I don't know how strong these things are, but I can imagine that they could be broken. Okay, now our clamps have been on all night, so if it's not going to hold together now, it's not going to hold together. I do have an idea though for, I'm having a problem getting the cone section, I call this the cone section, the stern section, mounted over top of the bulkheads. And I think it was probably early this morning. I woke up this morning around 3 o'clock in the morning and I had leg cramp. Nothing severe, but it was just enough to wake me up. I got up and I walked around a little bit. And one of those mornings, I've been awake since then. So I got up around 4:30. I thought I may as well get going. So I cleaned up the kitchen a little bit and got an early start here. I'm probably going to be getting a coffee visitor this afternoon early. So I want to have this all wound up by 12 o'clock. Very carefully here that we don't snap off our periscope. We are ready for Missy the dog. That little dog has no idea that people all over the world are watching. Yeah. Okay. Very carefully here. Okay, let's recompose, get rid of our clamps, and then we'll talk about my idea for maybe getting this on and off easier, as well as taking Chris's file. Where is it? And sanding down beveling down the leading edges. I did watch that video that I was talking about yesterday that Chris put up. And it was good. He did pretty good. What he did was the audio book that he was talking about. He got permission from the author, I guess, to have it running while he was working on his Bismarck build. He's building the 1/200 scale Bismarck, and he was working on the catapult, and he's using the one of those, I guess it would be like the Pontos detailing kits to, he did a pretty nice job. Yeah, pretty nice job. Congratulations, Chris. Anyway, enough about that. Let's recompose here, get our clamps off, and get going, see what we can do. And remember, Ron, move slowly. Yeah, like I'm going to remember, right? I'm going to try. Let's recompose here. Okay, looks like we're holding together. A few minutes ago I did check along the top here. I don't see any sign where any of our glue had let go. Okay, now let's talk about what we're going to do right here to loosen this up a little bit. But first, okay, step 69 is the very last step in the manual. And what it shows is that the conning tower is supposed to be put on last. Well, we've already stuck it down. But then it talks about the pedestals, and I was kind of curious as to how well they're going to fit. I haven't tried them yet. What I'm planning to do is I'm going to paint them the 338, which is what a lot of this is, and it'll all sort of match. In other words, it's going to be pretty much like what they are right now. Okay, now what it's got here is the one on the aft section. It looks like it goes approximately right here. Yeah, right around here. And I don't think it would be real important if you got them a little bit one way or the other. And then this one here, it goes right about here. Sort of makes sense. You know, so it would balance out. So let's just try it. It's going to be the first time. Okay, and you'll notice that this is kind of tapered a little bit. So it kind of wedges into place here. Now, my plan is to try and get it so that the wire, that red and black wire that I showed you yesterday, I want to try and have it run down through one of the pedestals and down into the base of whatever shelf I'm going to use. Now, here's the thing. I'm probably not going to be building a case right away. I don't know if I will ever build a case. I'm just going to basically get a shelf, get it up on the wall. It will be a fairly easy model to dust off, except for around the conning tower and area. I don't know what I'm going to do there. Okay, let's try the one in the back. I know I'm going to be getting a lot of comments. Oh no, you should make a case. You should make a case. Well, yeah, you make the case. Okay, yeah, that works good. If we put it on there and just sort of slide it back, because this whole thing is tapered, it fits good. Yeah, I should be able to run the wires down through there, and I could almost try this out, see what it looks like here. I'm going to have to put it on something anyway for when I'm working on the stern section here. Got to get this on next. That's the next step. Get this on and get the push rods mounted on the rudder shafts. Okay, just let me recompose here, see what I can do. Okay, these pedestals are actually quite stable. Yeah, I'm quite pleasantly surprised, you might say. Now, let's keep an eye on our push rods that we don't accidentally snap anything off here. Now, this pretty much almost wants to go. I don't think it has to be tweaked too much here to get it to go. However, on the bottom here, just where I'm touching with Tony's tweezer, right on the very bottom of the keel, there is a seam already. What would be wrong with taking my razor saw and cutting all the way along here and just opening that up so that it would spread? That's what I'm thinking right now. It would spread, and then there might be very little beveling I'd have to do anywhere else to get it to fit the rest of the way. I don't think there's too much binding here. If you remember, we found that we could get the top on. Now let's be very careful here. I'm watching the other end. Yeah, you know, trying to do this on camera might be courting disaster. So maybe I should be doing this a little bit differently. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that. I'm going to take my razor saw. We're going to take this cover back, this cone back off very carefully. And very carefully, very carefully, very carefully. Okay, watch that we don't catch our wires on anything, because what can sometimes happen is the far end of your wire is maybe being snagged on something and you accidentally pull it out. So far I've been lucky. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and we're just going to cut this about 3 inches there, I guess. Don't ask me how many millimeters that is. I have taped a little piece of foam on here to help protect this light so I don't snap that off. All right. I think what I'll do is I'm just going to cut right down the seam. In all likelihood, I'm going to be frustrated with the fact that this blade is going to bind. Because when you try to cut plastic, it just seems that that's what happens. Now, I'm looking straight down on it now so I can keep it more or less straight. I must have a power tool down in the workshop that'll do this. Actually, I do. Several. But they'd probably catch on the plastic and I'd have a bunch of shards all around the room. Actually, this isn't going too bad so far. I'm going to do the rest of this off camera. My angle for holding onto it is not all that great, but you get the idea. Okay, I've cut all the way back to where it gets thick right there. And I'm guessing this is going to give us probably about a millimeter spread. Yeah, it's going to help. However, when I was cutting, I pulled the blade out, and when I went to shove it back in, because I was, I guess not being careful, I got a pretty bad scratch right there. You can see it. I don't know if I get rid of that scratch using extra thin. I'm going to try and see if I can fix that with extra thin, at least so that it won't reflect so bad. I got to be careful not to use too much, or I'm going to glue my seam back together again. Okay, now let's see if we can get rid of that. I suppose if I accidentally do glue the cut, I can always resaw it, right? Yeah, that should help. Okay, we'll just let that dry now. Maybe I'll use the time lapse. And I'm going to cheat here. Okay, I guess you figured out that when I said I'm going to cheat, I'm going to use the heat gun. I think that's better. I think it's better. Yeah. But do we still have a crack going on there, or is it all glued up? No, we got a crack. Okay. Alrighty, let's do a little bit more tweaking and see if we can get this cone in place. Okay, being mindful of our push rods here. And I got this wire to contend with yet. I suppose maybe what I should be doing is having this whole thing turned around 180 degrees and be working from the other side so that I can see what's happening with the wires. I guess I'm just curious to see if it looks like I'm going to be able to slip everything on here or not. So as I'm, oh, I guess we don't need this anymore. If I take it off, I'll be able to see a little better, maybe. Okay. See, as I'm moving it this way, the rudder shafts are going to be pushing against the horn. Yeah, I'm going to turn everything around here. I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to video what I'm doing, but you can see what I'm trying to do here. Okay, I am realizing now that we are not going to be wanting a full-length mirror along the back of the submarine, because we don't want all this kind of stuff to be visible. We want it to be hidden. It's too late now to try and run these wires on the inside somewhere, so they're going to have to go along the bottom here and join up with all of this. Okay, so that's kind of too bad. We'll just have a mirror that's going to so we can see in right here. Wouldn't it have been nice if they had had it, you know, with the clear on the other side? We've had that conversation, what, 10 times? I got a comment about it yesterday. So, somebody says, you know, sort of like, how come? Okay, here's another thought I had. You know, remember I was worrying about this jamming when I shove this together, or breaking off. I think what I'm going to try to do here, I'm just going to carefully take this off again. Now this may not work. It's just an idea I've got. Okay, what if I was to prop these up? Maybe just a little piece of paper or something underneath here, laying across the top. Yeah, I'm gonna give that a try. Then these will be raised up, and they will clear the rudder shaft. Oh my goodness. This is actually fun. Yeah, it's actually fun. Maybe what I should be doing is getting these fastened up against the side here where they're sort of tucked in out of the way. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll just use little little bits of blue tack or something, just sort of. Yeah, that'll be good enough. Just get them tucked in, and then we only have to worry about the one loose one that's coming from the cone section. Okay, I've got it. It's probably within a fraction of a millimeter of being all the way up. Got the wires coming out the bottom here. I had to cut a little hole in the plastic here so that the wires could come out. They're going to run along the side, the bottom of the keel here, and meet up with these ones over here. I used a piece of a toothpick to hold the crack open, and then after I got it in place, I pulled it out. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and glue it. The push rods, I did not break anything here. They're just sort of almost exactly in the right place. We're going to have to just position them and try and get some glue up in there, probably with the hypodermic needle. I know it looks like a real dog's breakfast from this side, but we're not going to be seeing it from this side, so we don't need to worry about that. Okay, yeah, I think I'm just going to get some extra thin here now and just put it in, let it wick its way along, and then it's on. Yeah, finally. Did I not get any? I think I was sucking air there. Yeah, I must have been sucking air. As William Bendix used to say in, I forget the name of the video now, what a revolting development this is. Okay. I got some in there. All right, let's give it another try here. Put the lid back on because I don't want to, I'm so clumsy I might accidentally knock this over. Okay, let's try this again here. There we go. There we go. You can see it on the inside there. When that melds in place, it's not coming apart. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, our push rods, as luck would have it, are almost in exactly the right place. Okay, so we want to try and get this over the end. Yeah, I think it's over the end right now. Now, if I can get the hypodermic needle to go up in there at the right angle and just get a little tiny bit of extra thin in there. Whoops. I don't know if I'm getting it or not. Yeah, it looks like it's getting wet. Okay. Now, if I can hook onto that now and pull it down. So that it Maybe it'll come at this angle like this. There. It's in place. Now don't bump it, anybody. Okay, I've turned everything over here and we're looking at it from the other side now. And if I don't get to use my macro lens at least once per episode, I get what's known as macro lens withdrawal. This almost wants to go. There. Okay. Now, let's try and get some. Ah. There we go. I think I got it. Yeah, I don't think I need to put any more on there. That's going to meld. Okay, we got them. The push rods are on. The cone is in place. Yeah. I would have to test the wires and make sure all the lights still go on. Hello, Missy. Oh, come on in out of the cold. Look at you. Yeah. Hi, Max. Okay. Cold
Sunny
again.
day.
What was that?
Sunny day.
Yeah, it's sunny and cold. Is it as raw as it was yesterday?
No, the wind isn't as bad. What time do you leave tomorrow morning?
I'm going to leave here about 7:15 because I'm supposed to be there at 7:45.
Oh, okay.
So,
We won't be here tomorrow morning, good?
no.
Because I got an appointment at 9. I'll have to leave at around 8:30 or so.
Well, I woke up at 3 this morning with a leg cramp and couldn't get back to sleep. I got up about 4:30. Got a good start on the model ship, or the submarine. I got the cone section glued on. Yeah, we're getting there. I was just about ready to test all the wiring, and then I saw you coming.
And the glue held that you put on yesterday?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, yeah, it held.
Well, I went to bed, I guess, almost 11. Say goodbye to Uncle Ron.
Goodbye, Missy. Thank you for coming. You're such a good dog. Yes, you are.
We'll see you this afternoon.
Alrighty.
Thanks, Russ.
You bet. Bye, Missy.
Bye, Uncle Ron.
Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay, now I was about ready to hook up the wires and make sure everything still works. I guess this stern light, we're going to have to splice it in with everything else first. And yeah, then I'll get everything twisted around so we can see it. And yeah, I just want to check it out because I've been doing a lot of wire bending going on over here. I know it looks really bad from the back side, but it should look pretty good from the other side. All being well. It's really nice now that I can, grab hold of this thing and don't need to worry about it coming loose here. Well, I got a problem. When I was trying to get the polarity of the wires for the stern light here, it didn't work. I thought, oh my, I must have broke a wire off. But looking at it here, I think what has happened, let me move you in just a little bit. This piece right here has pinched the two connections together, and it's actually shorting out. It's funny, the wire didn't get warm though when I was working with it. So I'm going to try and separate it somehow. I don't know if I can reach up inside here or not. Get something really long and we'll see what happens. Either that or maybe rehydrate this thing, take it off, and hopefully I can pull the wires loose and get enough slack that I can re-solder everything. It's a shame though, because that was one of the key features. Remember, we spent about 2-3 days on this. Oh, but it was all in the fun, right? It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Well, it's been quite a morning. But as you can see, I got it. What I did was I had a brass rod here that for some reason I had made sort of like a little chisel on the end of it. And what I did was I pried it in between the two contacts and sort of spread them apart so they're not shorting out anymore. Yeah, so that's a bit of a relief. Okay, so all 7 modules are lit up. Even the one on the bow here, the conning tower. See if we can get it to show up here. Well, kinda. Yeah, I think if we have a mirror in behind there, that's gonna work. Okay, so the lights all work. The thing to do now is turn it over and get it on its side and try and get the wires all tucked up underneath the keel there, out of sight. What do we got here? It's almost 10:30 already. Gonna have to call her quits in about an hour or so. Okay, I just took that out of the microwave. And I'm guessing maybe 10 minutes ago now, got a phone call. Phil's coming for coffee. I know you can't see the clock, but it is 18 minutes after 12. And I think we did pretty good. We made good progress this morning. My mother said, don't talk with your mouth full, but I gotta. Thanks for watching, everybody. All being well, we're gonna see you tomorrow.